Smart women, successful, ambitious, emotionally intelligent women these days are increasingly choosing to stay single. And we want to believe that there is something wrong with them. And that's probably why they can't find love. But that's not true. The truth is that in this generation, staying single has started to look like a smarter option. And I think that should concern all of us, not just women, all of us. Because here's the question I want to address in this video. Is staying single actually a choice that women are making freely? Or have we reached a point where dating has become so exhausting that staying single seems like the only option? Before we address that, let's understand what is wrong with dating these days. I know a lot of single women across ages, and I've been having the same conversation over and over again for the last few months. The conversations about dating. So, let me give you the context and let's talk about three different women I spoke to about dating. The first woman, she was my client. She runs a successful skincare brand. Her brand is doing 7 figures annually. She's in her late 30s. She's absolutely clear about who she is, what she has built, and where she is going. Her network is full of single men who are listed on Forbes, who are running their own multi-million-dollar companies. And while I was working with her last year, we started having a conversation about dating and relationships. And to my surprise, she told me that she cannot find anyone to date. I was surprised because, well, she was meeting good men on a daily basis. How could it be so hard? So I asked her, why is that? Why are you not able to find someone suitable? She said, and I quote, that the reason why she is single is because she is not considered eligible, not eligible to be a wife. Why? Because people think that she is too busy running her business to run a household. And I want you to sit with that for a second. This woman we are talking about, she has built a 7 figure company. But it seems like that's not important. The urgent and important question here is, can she cook? Now, the second woman that I spoke to about dating is in her early 20s. She's one of my closest friends. She's sharp, funny, emotionally evolved. She knows exactly what she wants. And mind you, she doesn't even have impossible standards. Yet, she's finding it genuinely hard to date. And you know why? It's simply because the men she's meeting cannot even hold a conversation. And while she's trying to have a real meaningful conversation with someone, she's constantly hitting a wall. It seems like she kept growing intellectually, emotionally, in terms of what she was looking for, and the men around her just didn't. And now there's a gap. This uncomfortable, exhausting, nobody wants to say it out loud gap. And then the third woman that I spoke to about dating has a stable job. She's good looking and she ticks every box that the world would call her a catch. But she has a mind of her own. She has strong opinions. She has a career direction laid out in front of her. And when she speaks with conviction. And men have told it to her that they find her too much. And that's why they don't even put an effort to chase her. They expect it from her to carry the whole relationship. And if there is any single moment where she shows an expectation of an effort, men in her life just leave, just like that. And I kid you not, these are not hypothetical stories. These are the stories of three real women that I personally know. And I also know that these three women are just presenting three cases and there is so much more to this dating scenario. But while I was having a conversation with them, I just realized this one thing. There was this one pattern that I spotted and I can't stop thinking about it. It's that none of these three women wants to be single. They all want a partnership. They genuinely, equally want to be interested in a partner. But probably there's something going behind the curtains that is making it incredibly difficult to do so. And I got curious about it. So I started doing what I do well. I started finding research papers about it. And I stumbled across this research paper that talks about singles' reason for being single. And girls, when I read it, it really made me think. Because it turns out there are actually very specific, documented 5 reasons why smart women are ending up here. So, what are those 5 reasons? Let me share. Reason number 1, independence and autonomy. Strong and ambitious women want to make independent decisions about their life and they don't want to be negotiating about it with anyone. So, they want to be in complete control of their finances, career, housing, goals, etc. etc. And that also implies that the more capable a woman becomes, the less she will settle for a relationship that would ask her to diminish herself. Now, does that sound familiar? Because this is exactly what was happening with my client. Reason number 2, this is funny. There are researchers that actually show that men prefer less ambitious women. I know, darling, stay with me. There's actually real research that shows that men are attracted to the women who are less successful than them. So basically, ambitious women are given this unsaid, silent, impossible choice. They are indirectly told that either slow down in your career to become dateable or keep going in your career and stay single. How pathetic. And more of smart and ambitious women out there are choosing to go on. They're choosing their careers. Now that's my friend in her early 20s. Reason number 3, higher standards and no apology. So basically, successful women are skilled, genuinely skilled at spotting out what's working and what's not. That's why they want equal partnership with shared effort. And they're not wrong in asking that, right? And if they're not getting it, they're making this choice to stay single rather than staying with someone whose life they also have to manage. Reason number 4, financial freedom that is changing the equation these days. See, if you have seen any movies or any dramas from like 1800s or 1900s, you would recognize this pattern that marriage has always been considered as a financial safety net for women. And this has been going on for generations. Women needed the security. But that is no longer true for many women these days. And when you don't need to marry for safety anymore, you can afford to wait for someone who actually adds value to your life, not just somebody who is just providing financially for you. Reason number 5, the mental load. Research has shown that even in the household where both the partners are working, women still do unholy amount of domestic labor around the house. And women are looking at that equation and thinking, well, I already have a full-time career and I do not need to do another one. And all these 5 real, actual, valid reasons are confirmed by research. Now, the research has given us a clear picture of what is happening. However, it does not tell you why it still hurts. Why my smart, successful, emotionally evolved women are still lying in the bed awake at night and thinking that there's something wrong with them. Why loneliness is still existing in their life despite all the logical reasoning. I think I know why. We are at this cruel cusp of generation, okay? Where we want a modern woman, but we don't want her to be too modern. We want her modern enough to earn, but we don't want her modern enough to be able to speak her own opinions, to have a mind of her own, or to run a business. Because if she has a brain and a business, then it is causing a problem. The society wants women to be liberated, but not so free that she is not convenient anymore. And I've seen it happen to women I know personally. A man will vibe with her completely, will probably make her feel like the women of his dreams. They would probably share the same energy, the same connection, the same career. And then the man will all of a sudden let her go. And the reason that most of these men have given to the women I personally know is that his family needs someone who will put her career on the back seat so that she can run a household. And if you're a man and you're watching this and you're getting offended, I don't know, man. I have seen this happening that most of the men don't even fight for women in their lives. Why? Because the societal pressure probably is too loud. And if you fight for the women you love, you will seemingly become less manly. That's what's going on in the dating world. And the women, particularly ambitious women, are bearing the cost of this confusion, wherein a man would like a woman who can sit at the table with her as equals, but the family is probably not that accepting, so there is this gap going around. So the woman has to be modern enough to attract, but she also has to be traditional enough to keep. And for the love of God, that is not partnership. That's a job description. So then, what does a partnership look like? I'll give you my example. I fell in love with my current husband before reels even existed, and I think that was a blessing in disguise. Let me tell you why. Because I did not have the algorithm curating the aesthetics of relationship for me. I did not have the access to a constant feed of people making me believe what love should look like for me. I had the real thing. Even now, 5 years into my relationship, knowing everything I know about how love actually works, I still sometimes catch myself on the internet and start comparing. I start questioning my relationship and the things that I know. If the internet effect is doing that to me, someone who is in a good relationship, is already married, and has the context, then imagine what it is doing to the people who are single and are actively looking. So the single people out there are actually evaluating their love standards based on the highlight reels of somebody else's life. And that is setting the wrong standard. So then, what do we do? See, if you are a smart woman, you have every right and every reason to be single and to be where you are. The problem is not with you. It's a real generational gap that I see between the women who have genuinely evolved and what men have been taught to offer. That gap is real. I'm not dismissing it. But the gap is not permanent and it can never close with women adjusting. It closes by communication. So if you're a woman watching this, I want you to give space to a person who is genuinely trying to be in your life. There is a clear distinction between a man who is eager to learn and a man who never will. But most times I have seen that men are so unaware of women's world that they don't even know that they're causing a problem. Why? Because they were never taught. Nobody had conversations with them. You would not even believe how many of my male friends did not even understood the concept of periods. Like I had to literally explain it to them word by word because nobody told it to them. So how are they supposed to understand our mood swings and our cramps and all of that stuff? This is just one example that I'm quoting. But what I'm trying to tell here is that when you speak to them, when you communicate to men about what you want clearly, directly, without any resentment or without putting them down, many of them actually listen and they get there. And this will not happen overnight. but it will. So, women, if you find any man in your life who's genuinely trying to be there for you, give them a fair chance, a real chance, with real conversations, with expectations clearly stated. And as a woman, how are you supposed to know what you want? Now, that involves some sort of homework that you have to do. First, write down your actual list. What do you genuinely need from a relationship? What makes you feel safe? What makes you feel respected? What are the non negotiables for you? Write it all down. Because when you write it down, you will be surprised how different it is from the version that you have in your head. Then give someone your expectations. Most of the time, we women find ourselves thinking that why should I tell him about that? He should probably know. Stop waiting for them to figure it out without being told. Because that way you are literally taking an exam of a person without even giving them a textbook. So tell them what you need clearly once and then twice and then thrice. And if it does not happen, then decide for yourself. Because the ones who are worth your time will actually rise to the level of your expectations. And the ones who aren't worth your time will not do that. But at least this way you will know fast. Third, the next time internet makes you feel something weird about your life, you name it. Like, understand what is happening with you, because algorithms have trained our minds so much that we have started believing whatever we are seeing online is the true ultimate reality. It is not. There are so many layers hidden to it. So be brainy about it. Stop measuring your expectation with somebody else's. And why I'm sharing all of this with you, why did I even pick this topic? Because you, smart women, you deserve an amazing partnership. And amazing partnerships will not be perfect, but they surely will be great. Built with a real human being in real time with real conversations. So, if you enjoyed watching this video and you found something helpful, share it with other fellow ambitious women in your network. Because my mission with this channel is to research everything that makes a woman powerful and then share it with you so that you and I can become the brainy baddies. And with that, I will see you in the next one.